Without good blocking, your team's not going anywhere. Cisco blocks cyber attacks for customers around the world, including the entire Fortune 100 and the NFL. Because when the game is on the line, and it's always on the line, the NFL relies on Cisco.
They've done a good job in really, maintaining the, kind of the program that they've had here, over the last 3 years. I think Dennis has done a really good job, with the team. They're well balanced. It's a solid team. Mickey's and Dennis have, acquired, a lot of players here to, say compensate for some of the losses they've had. Drafted well. So, really, really solid group here. The coaches are really the same ones that we've seen for quite a while. Minus Sean, with Dennis and Pete and Darren as the coordinators, and a lot of the key players. Not all, but a lot of the key players are still there from earlier in the that 17 to 20 period, and then even since we played them in 21. So offensively, starts the offensive line. A lot of good players up there. 4 number 1 picks at New Orleans, and Hurst and McCoy, second round pick out of A&M. So a lot of good players up there. They have good depth. A good pass blocking team, and a good run blocking team. But they're very good throwing the ball. Explosive players at all the skill positions. I mean, start with Kamara. Got him back last week and got on the ball. Olave, Johnson, obviously Thomas. These guys are all a problem. Shaheed, Miller. I mean, they've got a lot of good players, and then Hill's a versatile guy for them that they, is going to touch the ball 5 to 10 times a game at various positions. Hard to know exactly where that's going to be, but that's their whole offense. They move people around, and multiple personnel groups, multiple formations, and just give you a lot to prepare for defensively. Their defense is kind of rebuilt on the defensive line. They have signed a few players in recent years as UFAs, and drafted Breeze and Foskey this year to put in there, but guys have added like Shepard and Granderson to go with Jordan. It's a good defensive line, very experienced. Jordan's one of the players I have the most respect for in the league. He's been a great player, long time, very durable. Whatever it was, 170 some straight games he played. But this guy shows up, every week and plays well. Run, pass, situational football. Really smart player. This guy's a great player. They have good speed at linebacker, with Davis and Werner, and their secondary is a very aggressive secondary, like Dennis has always had there. And Taylor, has come in there for Adebo, on some of the early downs, and so they've had good production. Lattimore obviously is one of the top corners in the league. And a lot of experience in secondary, even though they lost May, bring Abram in, and certainly Matthews, a guy that's got a ton of experience, savvy, and anticipation back there. So a solid group. They do a lot defensively. They have a lot of scheme to prepare for. And a lot of good players. And then kicking game. Darren, so this is, a long time we've competed against him, going back to all those years at Miami, and then, going back to 21, we played him there, but, with Shaheed, they got, good return game, they're a good rush team, punt and field goals, really good in those areas. 2 new kickers, or kicker and punter, a little different, some of the punt things they do, it'll look a little bit like the college game, so. That'd be a little bit new for us there, with Headley. But, really solid group, led by Gray. He's, one of the top players in the league. Absolutely have to block him, account for him to have any chance of, return on punts or kickoffs. as good as anybody we play, and so that'd be be a big matchup for us there too. But very well balanced team. They got good players in every unit, and have got a good level of experience. Certainly Carr has been a good addition for him there at the quarterback. Still have Winston, and Hill gets his snaps back there as well. So they're good on the deep ball. They've hit the both Winston and Carr are good deep ball throwers. So it's definitely a big point of emphasis this week is not allowing the explosive plays that they've already hit. 4 or 5 of them, which is definitely a problem. So gotta eliminate those. So there you have it.
Billy, you've got one of the players on PUP and IR who you know going to come back today. Are you expecting any of those guys to practice?
Yeah, there's a possibility on that. Yep, kind of finalized that this morning.
Do you have any updates on Matthew Judon?
No, when we have them, we'll let you know.
If he is expected to miss an extended period of time, how big of a loss would he be for your team?
Yeah, well, you always want all your players out there. So if the player's not out there, then that provides an opportunity for somebody else. So we'll just see how all that plays out. But love to have Jew out there. He's brings a lot to our team, to any team, the Ravens, whoever he played for. Got a lot of energy. He's a good player, unselfish. But we'll see.
Gerard said Keon is somebody who's probably going to see a larger role now with Judon out. What kind of development have you seen from him over this first month of his career?
Yeah, well, I think that if a player like that isn't able to play, there'd be multiple players that would take on different responsibilities. But yeah, Keon's coming along well. I mean, he's a smart kid. He's out there every day, works hard. He's improved a lot. Still got a long way to go, but he's certainly tracking in the right direction.
This is from James so far this season. Is he a guy that you can see playing consistently on all 3 downs?
Yeah, well, Anthony's done that at times for us. Did that at Alabama. Played the how to roll on 3rd down as well. So he's done a good job for us the last couple of weeks. On the edge of the defense and has some versatility both on 3rd down and to play off the ball if we need him there too.
How important and how vital would it be to have Jack Jones back when he's able to come back?
Okay. Well, like I said, when the players are back, it's great to have them back, whoever they are.
Well, Thornton's one of those players who's eligible to return to practice. What did you see from him, this offseason prior to his injury in Green Bay?
Yeah, well, like all the rookie players, it's just better in year 2. Better idea of what we're doing, better idea of what it's like to be an NFL player, better idea of how teams play, different than college. So, Taekwon's a smart kid. I mean, he, was a good participant in the off-season program. Took in a lot, learned a lot. I look forward to getting him back.
What is it about Cameron Jordan that makes him one of the players that you respect the most in the league?
Yeah, what I just said. His consistency, his durability, his play after play production.
Have you had much contact with him over the years that he's played? Can you get to know him at all?
Luckily, we haven't played him too well. It's unusual to get him, 2 years apart. That's the extra game, but otherwise it's every 4 years.
Trey Flowers, we haven't actually got to see him on practice field, but how much of a sense do you have of where he's at next year?
Yeah, he's in that group of players there. PUP, IR players that are, heading in the right direction. We'll see exactly when they're ready to return. I mean, they're all making progress, getting close. Just kind of final decisions here. Yesterday, today of is it now or is it later?
Yesterday, Bill O'Brien said that there are things the coaching staff can do to help Mac Jones improve some of his decision making. Is that type of stuff more in the film room, or is that more in practice when you're trying to help a quarterback with something like that?
It could be a number of different things. Could be the design of the play, the read of the play. Could be the way it's presented. Looking at the defense. I mean, there's the execution of what you do, and then there's what they do that you can't control, that you have to react to and adjust to. So how those two forces collide on any play or on any particular situation is, always it's a little bit of variance. How you want to treat it, how to do it. Some are more clear cut than others, but in the end, those are the decisions you got to make. Is when you execute your play and they do the different things that they do, what happens, what should happen on the play.
Hey Bill, I know you and the staff always talk to other teams and see what's going on around the league, but when you run into a spate of injuries and things that deplete your depth a little bit, does that enhance the possibility of a trade or something along that line to try to increase the ability that your team has?
Yeah, I think every situation's different. I mean, look, to trade at this point, somebody has to be available. So let's start with that.
Bill, studying the Saints is, I'm sure you did this offseason and brushing up this week. How would you describe their roster building specific to their cap management?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bill, what are some of the things you see from the team results in college?
The formation, just the kind of rolling and punting into the direction that the punter's rolling, but then also being able to cross field it and kind of play keep away from their returner. And the ball travels a little bit different too. I think there's been a couple examples where you can see the returners, having a little trouble judging the ball, not being quite as clean of a catch as what you normally see. And so, look, we worked them out. I mean, I think we know what Headley, but it's playing against them, and as a player playing against that type of a kick when you just see more of the traditional NFL punts as opposed to the running rugby type punts, which he can just stand back there and punt it too. It's not all that. I mean, they do both, but it's it just adds another level of preparation and a different fundamental that you're not as used to doing. All right. Good to go? All right. Thank you.